episode on synthetic dyes. In the earlier lectures, we have introduced the nature of or structure of dyes, we have done the color and chemical constitution in detail, and in the present episode we are going to discuss the chemistry and synthesis of some of the dyes. The dyes which we are going to include here in this lecture are azo dyes, in which we will discuss orange 2, methyl orange and Congo red in detail. Then we will also discuss triphenyl methane dyes. Under this category we will discuss malachite green and crystal violet, and lastly we will discuss anthraquinone dyes, under which category we will discuss the synthesis and chemistry of alizarin. We will now start with azo dyes. Azo dyes actually are the class of dyes which are most common amongst various classes of dyes, and they are literally thousands of them available. Their mode of application is direct or substantive, which are directly used on the fiber of the plant origin. Azo dyes are prepared in 2 steps. The first step includes the oxidation of aromatic amines to diazonium salt, and in the second step coupling reaction is done and the diazotized salt are coupled with either aromatic phenols or with different methylated amines via an electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. The mechanism of these reactions we will discuss in forthcoming slides. So, for the synthesis of orange 2 dye and methyl orange, first step, that is the formation of diazonium salt of sulfonylic acid, is same. Sulfonylic acid exists as a zwitterion in aqueous solution. Zwitterion means, this is the zwitterion, and zwitterion means that within the same molecule we have a positively charged center as well as a negatively charged center. So, this sulfonylic acid which we are going to use for the synthesis of methyl orange and orange 2 dye, this exists in the form of zwitterion. So, first step is the conversion of this insoluble sulfonylic acid into soluble sodium salt of sulfonylic acid by treatment with sodium carbonate, followed by reaction with sodium nitrite and hydrochloric acid. This sodium nitrite and hydrochloric acid react within the reaction mixture, or we say it is in situ this reaction takes place, and there is formation of this diazonium salt. So, first step in the synthesis of methyl orange and orange 2 is similar, and that is the formation of this diazotized sulfonylic acid. In the second step, the diazotized sulfonylic acid couples with beta naphthol in mildly alkaline conditions to form orange 2 dye. Here you can see this is beta naphthol and this is diazotized sulfonylic acid. In presence of alkali sodium hydroxide, there is coupling reaction taking place and formation of orange 2 can be seen. In case of methyl orange, the coupling of diazotized sulfonylic acid is done with N,N-dimethyl aniline, which follows electrophilic substitution reaction. The diazotized sulfonylic acid is a weak electrophile, whereas this N,N-dimethyl aniline is an electron rich molecule. The reaction is done in mildly acidic conditions. Here you can see this is sodium salt of sulfonylic acid, which first undergoes diazotization with sodium nitrite and HCl, and in the second step here it is N,N-dimethyl aniline, which is electron rich, and there is an electrophilic substitution reaction at this position, methyl orange is formed. We will now discuss the synthesis of methyl orange. First step in the synthesis of methyl orange is the diazotization of sulfonylic acid, and as we have already mentioned earlier, this step is the same as that for orange 2. In the second step, diazotized sulfonylic acid is coupled with N,N-dimethyl aniline in mildly acidic conditions to form methyl orange. So, here it is the scheme of reaction for the preparation of methyl orange. N,N-dimethyl aniline couples with diazotized sulfonylic acid and forms methyl orange. Methyl orange is a yellow colored fugitive dye which is used as indicator in acid base titrations in the pH range of 3.2 to 4.4. Now, before we move forward, I would like to discuss the meaning of this fugitive dyes. Actually, so far we have discussed what different kind of dyes are there, Actually, if a dye can withstand the conditions of weathering, like if it does not fade out upon treatment with, say for example, mild acidic condition or mild alkaline conditions or under the influence of sunlight, then it is called a fast dye. But if a dye fades out under the influence of weather, then that dye is called fugitive dyes. So, this methyl orange actually comes in the category of fugitive dye and it fades away with the effect of weathering. In alkaline medium, it gives a yellow color, while in acidic medium it gives red color due to cunoid structure. Here you can see this is the acidic medium, this is the structure of methyl orange in acidic medium, and here in this structure you can see that delocalization is possible, but cunoid structure is missing. But the moment we add this alkali into this, then you can see that there is a positive charge developed in the molecule, and this part of the molecule has a cunoid structure also. And as we have discussed earlier also, that because of this cunoid structure there is enhancement in the color, and that is why this methyl orange in alkaline medium is yellow and in acidic medium it is red. Actually, in presence of acid, this H plus is added or is protonated at the lone pair of electron on this nitrogen. This H plus has come over here. As a result, the molecule now has got a positive charge, and also there is development of a cunoid structure which enhances the color in the molecule, and that is why in acidic medium this methyl orange shows red color, whereas in alkaline medium it is a yellow color pigment. We will now discuss the synthesis of Congo red. Congo red is again a fugitive dye and it is synthesized by coupling tetraazotized benzidine with 1-naphthylamine 4-sulfonic acid, also called naphthenic acid, and this reaction is done at low temperature. In the first step, both amino group in benzidine are diazotized by the treatment with nitrous acid at about 0 to 5 degrees centigrade. Nitrous acid is prepared in situ by the reaction of sodium nitrite with concentrated hydrochloric acid. This term in situ means that the production of sodium nitrite is done within the reaction mixture. We add sodium nitrite first, and then the moment we add hydrochloric acid into the solution, there is formation of nitrous acid. Temperature is between 0 to 5 degrees and the amino group of benzidine reacts with nitrous acid and diazotization takes place. In the second step, the tetraazotized benzidine is coupled with naphthenic acid. The coupling occurs at position 2 with respect to amino group. Now, the question arises why? Obviously, when we undergo this coupling reaction, the most electron rich position will get the electrophilic group. So, we will discuss it in the next slide, but before that, see the red colored cherries like structure over there, they actually carry, or the color of these fruits actually resembles that of Congo red. Now, in this slide you can see that this is benzidine having 2 amino group. When this diazotization is done, then both the amino groups are converted into diazotized benzidine, and then this diazotized benzidine undergo reaction with naphthenic acid. Now, naphthenic acid undergoes coupling at this ortho position with respect to amino group. If you remember, amino group are electron releasing, or you can say that they are ortho and para directing group. Now, with respect to amino group, only ortho position is available, para position already occupied by this sulfonic acid group. As a result, this coupling reaction takes place only at the ortho position with respect to naphthenic acid, and there is formation of Congo red. Congo red is a direct cotton dye of commercial importance. It is also used as indicator in acid base titration. The dye imparts red color in alkaline medium and a blue color in strong acidic medium, and the dye is also used for distinguishing strong acid from weak acid. Now, you can see the color of Congo red when the pH is below 3, that is when it is the acidic solution, and when the pH is 5.2 or above 5.2, then the solution this Congo red shows a red color. So, this property of having different colors in different medium is utilized in this acid base titration. It is used as indicator in acid base titration, and since it shows this distinct blue color at pH 3 amongst the acidic pH also, this distinction can be done with the help of Congo red. Congo red is used as pH indicator as it changes color from blue to red at pH 3.0 to 5.2. Since this color change is inverse of that of litmus, it can be used with litmus paper in a very simple parlor trick. What actually we do is that we add a drop or two of Congo red in acid solution as well as in basic solution or alkaline solution. When red litmus paper is dipped in red solution, that is alkaline solution, it turns blue, while the blue litmus paper turns red in this acidic solution. So, this property gives Congo red a metachromatic property as a dye both in strongly acidic solutions and with strongly acidophilic tissues. In biochemistry and histology, Congo red is used to stain microscopic preparates, especially cytoplasm and erythrocyte stain. These are used for the identification of certain stains. Acidophiles or acidophilic organisms are those that survive under the highly acidic conditions, that is usually at pH below 2, pH at 2 or below 2. These organisms can be found in archaea, in bacteria, and then in eukaryotes also. So, basically under normal circumstances, none of the living material survives this pH, that is a pH of 2, but those which can survive at this pH can be identified with the help of Congo red. The red and blue color in alkaline and acidic conditions respectively is due to resonance stabilization of the charge structure formed as a result of protonation. Here in this slide you can see that this is Congo red, and when we add acid into it, then H plus ions actually attach themselves on either of the nitrogen double bond, or you can say the azo group. As a result, a charge structure is generated. Here a positive charge and here another positive charge is developed. In this structure you can see that this is a neutral molecule, but on addition of acid a charge structure is formed, and then this charge structure is stabilized by resonance also. This is the reason that Congo red in acidic medium shows blue color, whereas in alkaline medium it is red. We will now discuss another class of dyes which is called triphenyl methane dyes. Under this category we will discuss malachite green. Malachite green is traditionally used as a dye for materials such as silk, leather and paper. Although called malachite green, the compound is not related to mineral malachite. The name has just come from the similarity of the color. It has the similar green color as that of the mineral malachite. Then malachite green is classified in the dye stuff industry as a triaryl methane dye or triphenyl methane dye. As you can see in this structure, we have 3 methyl group attached to a carbon. Here these marbles shown actually have been dyed with this malachite green, and this color, greenish color, actually is represented by the malachite green. Now we will discuss the synthesis of malachite green, which involves the condensation of benzaldehyde with 2 molecules of NN dimethyl aniline in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. This forms a substituted trimethyl phenyl derivative which is colorless and is called leucobase. This leucobase, upon oxidation with lead peroxide in presence of hydrochloric acid, forms another colorless carbinol base, also known as color base of malachite green. The carbinol base, upon treatment with excess of hydrochloric acid or oxalic acid, gives corresponding malachite green dye salt. The carbonyl base is important because it, and not malachite green, passes through the cell membrane. Once inside the cell membrane, it is metabolized into leucobase of malachite green. Only the cation of malachite green is deeply colored. As we have discussed earlier, that leucobase as well as the carbonyl base, both of them are colorless, whereas the cation of malachite green is deeply colored, whereas the leucobase of malachite green and carbonyl base are not. This difference arises because only cationic form has extended pi delocalization, which allows the molecule to absorb visible light. The hydrochloride or oxalate of malachite green is obtained by the treatment of free base with hydrochloric acid or oxalic acid respectively. Now, here we will discuss actually the steps we have already mentioned, that is benzaldehyde is reacting with dimethyl aniline. There is formation of first leucobase, which upon oxidation forms carbonyl base, and this carbonyl base when treated upon with oxalic acid forms oxalate salt of this malachite green. Only the cation of malachite green is deeply colored, whereas the leucobase and carbonyl base of malachite green are not, and this difference arises because the only cationic form has extended pi delocalization, which allows the molecule to absorb invisible light. Here you can see that we have this various cationic forms of malachite green. This is the cation formed because of the protonation at this position. Another resonance stabilized form is this, where the positive charge on nitrogen is present here, and in the third structure you can see the positive charge is present on carbon. So, this cationic form of malachite green shows color because of extended delocalization, or you can see that this para-cunoid structure here and here are possible in these two structures, and that is why the cationic form has color, whereas neutral malachite green molecule does not show any color. We will now discuss another synthesis of malachite green by using Grignard reagent, and this is called Grignard method for the synthesis of malachite green. Malachite green may be prepared by Grignard method by preparing Grignard reagent of para-bromo N,N-dimethyl aniline by heating it with magnesium in tetrahydrofuran. In the second step, methyl benzoate is added to the Grignard reagent at room temperature. Grignard reagent first undergoes nucleophilic substitution to form a ketone, which reacts again with Grignard reagent to form malachite green. Here you can see that this is N,N-dimethyl bromobenzene. It is treated with magnesium to form this Grignard reagent, and this has undergone reaction with methyl benzoate. 2 times this Grignard substitution takes place here, so that there is formation of this malachite green, which upon acidification forms the cation, which is a colored salt of malachite green. We will now discuss crystal violet, which again belongs to the class of triphenylmethane dyes. For the preparation of crystal violet, first there is the requirement of preparation of Michler's ketone, which is synthesized by the Friedel-Crafts acylation between 2 molecules of N,N-dimethyl aniline and phosgene. This is Michler's ketone, and this is dimethyl aniline, and this is also N,N-dimethyl aniline, which is reacting with phosgene to form this Michler's ketone. A mixture of dimethyl aniline and Michler's ketone and phosphorus oxychloride is then heated on a water bath for 4 hours. The blue solution so formed is made alkaline by the addition of caustic soda, and the resulting solution is then steam distilled to separate the unreacted dimethyl aniline. The remaining reaction mixture is made acidic by the addition of hydrochloric acid, and the violet colored crystal violet is separated as fine crystals having bronze like cluster by the addition of sodium chloride. Here it is Michler's ketone reacting with N,N-dimethyl aniline in presence of phosphorus chloride to form this crystal violet. Crystal violet can also be synthesized by Grignard method, in which Grignard reagent of para-bromo N,N-dimethyl-aniline is first prepared, and then in the second step it is treated with dialkyl carbonate at room temperature. The reaction follows nucleophilic substitution reaction. Here you can see again this is N,N-dimethyl phenyl bromide converted into corresponding Grignard reagent, and which is reacting upon to form this crystal violet. Crystal violet is a direct dye and is used for dyeing wool and silk. Its solution in water is violet in color, however, it gives different color at different pH. In dilute acidic solution, it gives purple color due to the presence of single charged ion. In strong acidic conditions, it gives green yellow color due to the presence of doubly charged ion with extended conjugation, and in highly acidic condition it gives a yellow color due to triply charged ion which cannot undergo resonance. This actually is very interesting. Here you can see these are the three charged forms of this crystal violet dye. Here this is a singly positively charged crystal violet, here it is doubly charged, and this one is the triply charged one. Now, if you look at the color of the three, the most highly colored molecule is the doubly charged crystal violet, and the reason is that most extended delocalization is possible in this molecule. But when we come from doubly charged ion to a triply charged ion, the color reduces, and the reason behind it is that because of the presence of this three triply charged cation is not stabilized by resonance, whereas the doubly charged and the singly charged cations are, and that is why this has lesser color compared to this the doubly charged ion and the singly charged ion. We will now discuss another class of dyes called anthraquinone dyes, and under this category we will discuss the synthesis of alizarin. Alizarin is a anthraquinone dyes and its mode of application is mordant dye. It occurs in nature as glucoside in the roots of madar plants. The synthesis involves oxidation of anthracene with potassium dichromate to anthraquinone. In the synthesis of alizarin, sulfonation of anthraquinone with fuming sulfuric acid is done above 200 degrees centigrade, and this is followed by treatment with sodium carbonate, which gives sodium salt of anthraquinone 2-sulfonic acid. The fusion of anthraquinone 2-sulfonic acid with a mixture of sodium hydroxide and potassium chlorate gives disodium salt of alizarin. The sodium salt on acidification form alizarin. Here you can see that this is anthracene undergoes oxidation to form anthraquinone, reacted upon with sulfuric acid to give this sulfonic acid derivative, then treated upon with sodium hydroxide and potassium chlorate to give disodium salt, which upon acidification gives alizarin. Another route for the synthesis of anthraquinone is by the Friedel-Crafts acylation of benzene with phthalic anhydride followed by dehydration with concentrated sulfuric acid. Further steps are same, that is here this is anthraquinone. Instead of preparing anthraquinone from anthracene, we can also prepare it by phthalic anhydride by reaction with benzene in presence of aluminum chloride. This is also called Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction, which upon dehydration forms anthraquinone. The rest two steps are same. Now, we will discuss the mode of application of alizarin. Alizarin is a mordant dye or an indirect dye or adjective dye. A dye, when it is called mordant or indirect, means it cannot be applied directly on the object to be dyed, and these dyes are insoluble in water. A third substance which is called mordant is used as a binding material of the fiber with the dye. In the dyeing process, the fiber is first dipped in mordant, dried and then again dipped in the dye solution. Mordant forms a complex with the dye and is deposited on the fiber, giving it a permanent shade. Alizarin exists as yellow flakes and gives violet color in alkaline solution. In presence of different metallic mordants, it produces different colors as shown in the following table. Like you can see here that if we use aluminum mordant, then the color of the dye with alizarin becomes red. But if the mordant is different, you can see all range of colors from purple to brown to black to violet and red in the alizarin is possible. So, we can choose the mordant and accordingly the color of the dye will be developed onto the surface of the fiber or material to be dyed. Here we have the example of an aluminum mordant of alizarin. What happens is that when substance is dipped in mordant and dried, and when dye is applied, dye actually attaches itself to the mordant or aluminum, and when it is attached to the aluminum mordant, then it becomes sort of a permanent dye over the material. So, alizarin with aluminum and iron mordant is used for dyeing and printing cotton. Here it is an example of alizarin with chromium mordant, and this is used for dyeing wool. In this example, alizarin is binding to a mordant cellulose fiber. So, with this we have so far discussed in this lecture the chemistry and synthesis of the dyes like orange 2, methyl orange and Congo red, which come under the category of azo dyes. Then we have discussed malachite green and crystal violet, which come under the category of triphenyl methane dyes, and then we have discussed lastly the preparation and chemistry of alizarin, which falls into the class of anthraquinone dyes. In the next lecture, we will discuss the synthesis and chemistry of some more dyes, which will include phenolphthalein, fluorescein and indigo. We will also discuss some natural dyes like henna or walnut shell etc. in the next lecture. Thank you very much.